You know what's weird? Everyone thinks being super smart would solve all your problems, but here's the truth nobody talks about. It actually creates a whole new set of struggles that most people never see coming. If you've ever felt like your brain works differently and wondered why certain things that seem easy for others feel impossible for you, stick around, because what I'm about to share might finally explain everything. Let's start with the first struggle: overthinking absolutely everything. While most people can make a quick decision and move on, high IQ individuals get stuck analyzing every possible outcome, every potential consequence, and every alternative path. Imagine trying to choose what to eat for lunch, but your brain immediately starts calculating nutritional values, considering long-term health impacts, weighing the environmental footprint, and questioning whether this choice aligns with your future goals. It's exhausting. What should take 30 seconds turns into a 30-minute mental marathon. This isn't just about being indecisive. It's about seeing so many layers to every situation that making a simple choice feels impossible. The second struggle is something called analysis paralysis. This goes hand in hand with overthinking, but it's even more frustrating. When you can see all the possible ways something could go wrong, you end up doing nothing at all. It's like standing at a crossroads where you can see 1,000 different paths, and instead of picking one and walking, you just stand there frozen, calculating which route is mathematically optimal. While everyone else is already halfway to their destination, you're still at the starting line, stuck in your own head. Here's the third one, and this might surprise you: difficulty connecting with others. According to research from the Davidson Institute, individuals with significantly higher IQs often experience social isolation because they process information differently and have interests that don't align with their peer groups. When your mind works faster or differently than the people around you, conversations can feel like you're speaking different languages. You catch references others miss, you see patterns others don't notice, and you think about concepts that sound completely foreign to most people. It's not that you think you're better, it's that you genuinely struggle to find common ground. Small talk feels meaningless when your brain craves deep, complex discussions. The fourth struggle is perfectionism that borders on self-destruction. When you can envision exactly how good something could be, anything less like failure. You set incredibly high standards for yourself because you know what you're capable of achieving. But here's the problem: those standards are often impossible to meet consistently. You end up abandoning projects halfway through because they're not perfect, or you never start things at all because you know you can't execute them flawlessly. While others celebrate good enough, you're stuck chasing perfect, and it's a race you can never win. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The fifth struggle is something called imposter syndrome on steroids. And before you click away, here's a mid-hook for you. The next three struggles are even more mind-blowing, and the last one will completely change how you see yourself. Make sure you hit that like button if this is resonating with you far, and drop a comment telling me which struggle hits hardest for you. So, back to imposter syndrome. When you're highly intelligent, you're actually more aware of how much you don't know. This sounds backwards, right? But think about it. The smarter you are, the more you understand the vastness of human knowledge and how little of it you've actually mastered. You see the gaps in your understanding that others don't even know exist. So while everyone around you thinks you're brilliant, you feel like a fraud who's just good at faking it. You downplay your achievements, attribute your success to luck, and live in constant fear that someone will discover you're not as smart as they think you are. The sixth struggle is chronic boredom and understimulation. Your brain needs constant challenge and stimulation to feel satisfied. Routine tasks that occupy most people's days feel like torture to you. Sitting through meetings where information could have been communicated in 2 sentences but takes an hour makes you want to scream. You need intellectual stimulation the way other people need food, and modern life, with its repetitive structures and mundane requirements, feels like slow suffocation. You're not lazy or entitled. Your brain literally requires more complex input to function optimally. The seventh struggle is emotional intensity that nobody warns you about. High intelligence doesn't just mean thinking more, it means feeling more. You don't just feel sad, you feel devastatingly melancholic. You don't just feel happy, you feel euphoric. Every emotion hits harder because you're analyzing it while experiencing it, understanding its implications while living through it. You see the tragedy in situations others brush off. You feel the weight of global problems personally. You can't just watch the news without spiraling into existential thoughts about humanity. This emotional depth is beautiful but exhausting, and most people don't understand why you can't just lighten up or stop being so sensitive. And here's the eighth and final struggle that ties everything together: the curse of seeing potential everywhere but feeling paralyzed by possibilities. You can see how things could be better: systems, relationships, your own life, but knowing how things should be while lacking the power to change them creates constant frustration. You're like an architect who can design the perfect building, but isn't allowed to construct it. You see solutions to problems that society ignores. You understand connections that could make everything better. But translating that vision into reality requires resources, cooperation, and circumstances that rarely align. So you end up carrying this burden of unused potential, watching the world operate inefficiently while your ideas sit trapped in your mind. Here's what makes all of these struggles even harder. Society tells us that intelligence is always an advantage, so admitting these difficulties makes you feel ungrateful, or like you're bragging disguised as complaining. You can't talk about these challenges without sounding arrogant to people who would love to have your problems. But these struggles are real and they're exhausting, and they deserve to be acknowledged. If you've recognized yourself in any of these 8 struggles, drop a comment and let me know which one resonates most with you. And smash that like button, because understanding that you're not alone in these experiences is the first step toward managing them. Being highly intelligent isn't all wins and success. It comes with its own unique set of challenges that nobody prepares you for. But knowing these struggles exist means you can finally stop wondering what's wrong with you and start developing strategies to work with how your brain actually operates, not how everyone assumes it